Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I am reviewing the final 50 Shades movie, 50 Shades Freed. So I will link all of the trailer reactions that I had for both movies, like movie 2 and movie 3, and my review for 50 Shades Darker down below so you can go check those out as well. And a disclaimer as always, I am a fan of the books and the movies, so this review will not be a negative, hateful review. It'll be like a fan review. Alright, so let's begin. I have like a paper full of notes to talk about. I will leave a timestamp down below for when I start talking about spoilery things and when I finish talking about spoilery things. Like, it'll be spoiler free, spoiler section, and then another spoiler free section. So I will leave the timestamps down below for you, but I'll also mention when I start talking about spoilers and all that stuff. Anyways, let's get started. So I did reread the book on Tuesday, but I kind of read it because I was like running late. I skimmed like a lot of the sex scenes, but I read most of like the important scenes, and I did rewatch movie 1 and movie 2 before I went to go see Freed, so I was like all caught up and everything. Okay, now I really enjoyed the movie. It was a little rushed because it was only like an hour and 45 minutes, which they could have just made it 2 hours. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't, because like I feel like 50 Shades Darker is 2 hours, isn't it? So it did feel a little rushed at like certain points, but overall the movie was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I don't know which is my favorite in the three, but I really did enjoy this one. It was definitely worth the wait. Super good. Really liked it. Dakota and Jamie were awesome. I feel like I don't want to like hate on Jamie because I love Jamie, but I feel like honestly Dakota carries the movies, and I feel like she should anyways because she is the lead. I mean, it is her story, like Anna's story, but Dakota honestly just carries the whole movie. She is just so amazing and I love her. And yeah, everybody else, the whole cast was great. I mean, there wasn't much change. They did add Sawyer, who I really liked in the movie. I didn't really have an opinion on him in the book, but in the movie he was great. He was in Pretty Little Liars, so I was actually familiar with who he was already, but he was terrific in the movie and I really liked him. My favorite scene in the movie is definitely aside from like all the cutesy romantic stuff, I loved the fight scene while Anna's getting dressed. You'll know exactly what scene I'm talking about. It's not really a spoiler. I loved that scene. It just truly shows Dakota's acting. Loved it. I feel like there was less sex in this one, or there was less red room scenes anyways, but there wasn't really many like red room scenes in the book anyways, so I feel like it was pretty true to the book. I feel like the movie was pretty true to the book. However, there were scenes that they added in, took out. It's kind of, you know, typical, but there were a few scenes that I'm surprised they added in. But yeah, I'll discuss that in the spoilery section. I really loved seeing, like throughout all the movies, I loved seeing Anna's transformation with her like clothing, and I think it was like a gradual transformation. Like in the first movie she dressed very like frumpy, and then in the third movie she dressed very like professional businesswoman, fancy. It was really great to see that like throughout all the movies. And another thing that I loved seeing was Christian's development as a character. I mean, that was one of my favorite things about the books, is that Christian develops as a character and he grows and he evolves. And I just love seeing that in the movies. It truly shows. I wonder how long the extended version is going to be, like on DVD. I wonder like what scenes. I know a few scenes that were in the trailer that were not in the movie, so I know that those scenes will be in the extended version. I'm super excited for that. I imagine the DVD is going to come out like May, June. The soundtrack, I feel like each soundtrack is worse and worse. I didn't like the soundtrack. It had a lot of poppy music that I just like didn't like. I felt like none of the music suited the third movie. Like, I don't know, I didn't really like it. However, my favorite song on the soundtrack for this one was definitely Never Tear Us Apart by Bishop Briggs, I think. I think that was in the trailer, pretty sure. But I like that one. That's probably my favorite song on the soundtrack. And then I also love Sia's song, which I can't remember what it's called. My favorite soundtrack is definitely from the first movie, and then the second movie, and then the third movie. It's just how it goes in order. Alright, I think that's it for like the non-spoilery things. Overall, I really enjoyed the movie. It was great. Out of 5, I definitely give it a 4. I really liked it, but there were some things I wish that they didn't include or that they should have included. I just overall wish they would have made it longer. Like, it just felt way too fast, so I just wish it was longer. I loved the way the movie ended though. It was great. I loved like the little credit scene, and then I love also the way that they ended the movie. It was very different from the book, but I love the way that they closed that door. It was great. Anyways, time for spoilery things. So if you have not read the book or seen the movie, I would not watch this section, but I will leave the timestamp for when I stop talking about spoilers down below, which I will be wrapping up my whole thoughts on the trilogy and my goodbyes and all that jazz. So check the timestamp for when I stop talking about spoilery things. Okay, spoilery things. Whew, okay, so there were a couple scenes that were added. I feel like the ice cream scene wasn't in Freed. I feel like it was in Darker and they put it in Freed instead. Or am I just like forgetting that there was an ice cream scene in Freed? I feel like there wasn't. I don't know. All of the honeymoon scenes were super short. They were just literally like clips. And I was just like, I wanted more because like, I don't know, I just wanted more honeymoon scenes. And when the Grey House, is that what it's called? Grey's office got like, there was like a fire or whatever, like an explosion, that obviously wasn't in the book. Like we got to see someone go in the room and explode it. Not making sense. Whereas like in the book we didn't see that, so that was like an added scene just to like make the story flow. Oh yeah, there was a scene that was in the trailer that we didn't see in the movie, and that was a scene with Christian and Elena. In the trailer, Elena like opens the door to her salon and Christian is standing there. That was not in the movie. I don't know. There was a punch in the club that was in the trailer, but not in the movie. Sorry, my thoughts are literally all over the place. But I found it really funny when, you know, Anna saves Mia, and there was like no resolution with Mia and the rest of the family after that. Like, why weren't they there? Like, yeah, we got to see Grace, but like, where was the rest of the family? There was like no resolution with that, which is kind of weird. So like our last scene with everybody as a group was like at the club, I think, which makes me kind of sad. Anyways, the court scene they added in, which in my opinion was kind of pointless. Also, I know it was to show that like Anna was pregnant because she puked, whatever, to give like evidence that she was pregnant. Does that make sense? But I feel like she was with Sawyer, and I'm surprised Sawyer didn't tell Christian that Jack was out on bail. Because like Sawyer ratted Anna out when she went to drinks with Kate. So like that to me just like didn't make sense. But like it makes sense obviously later when Christian didn't know that Jack was out. So, but still like that was just weird to me, whereas like Sawyer ratted Anna out before and didn't this time. Like that was weird to me. Another scene I wanted in the movie was a Leela scene. Am I saying her name right? Leela? Yeah. That was in the book. I actually kind of wanted that in the movie, but that was probably going to be like a pointless scene, so there was really no point, but I kind of wanted to see that. I don't know. They changed kind of the scene where Anna goes to get money for Jack. They didn't really change it in any way, but they made it kind of in Christian's point of view at some point, like when they're trying to go find Anna. They added in that part, which makes sense, because they obviously need to have more than just like Anna getting money and then Christian finding her. Like, they needed to have that setup better. Does that make sense? I don't know. And Anna's dad gets into an accident at one point in the book. There's none of that in the movie, which I get because that's really pointless. And now that I'm thinking about it, like, you know how in the books, Ethan, who is Kate's brother, like, he's not in the movies at all. He's literally replaced, like, by Jose, basically. Like, Jose is a part of the friend group now. He's, like, with them everywhere. He basically replaced Ethan. Aside from Mia and Ethan having something, Jose and Mia didn't at all. So that was kind of interesting that I noticed that more, I guess. I think that's it that, like, I was, like, actually thinking about. Like, I had to really remember what was in the book, because the book is like over 500 pages. There's a lot of things that happened in the book, and it was just hard to remember everything that happened. And then it's also hard to remember what happened in the movie, because I saw the movie last night, and then I'm trying to remember things that were in it and weren't in it, and you know, all that jazz. There were definitely more romance stuff, more like marriage and like working on a marriage and being in a relationship, which was really interesting. Loved the credit scene where you see Anna and Christian with their boy Teddy, and then she's pregnant with their girl. That was super cute, and you get like a big view of their pretty house. I loved that scene. It was so cute. Definitely a good way to close the movie. I did like the way that they ended the movie in the red room and then they closed the door. I thought that that was pretty great. It did make me want to cry though, because I just wanted more. I think that's it for spoilery things. Now on to just my final thoughts on the movie and all of that. This is so emotional for me. I'm trying not to make this review so long, but I've been a part of this since 2013, and I was there when they did all the casting. I was there when they started filming and like the first candid photos were out. I woke up at like 5 in the morning to watch the Good Morning America trailer drop for the first movie. I reacted to the second trailer on my channel for the second movie, and I reviewed the second movie, and I've just been a part of this whole journey, this whole franchise, and I'm getting emotional. And I can't believe it's over. And I know to some people like it's not really a big deal, but to me it is, because I've never been a part of a franchise or fandom where I've been with it since the beginning and the end. Like, I loved Twilight and I loved Harry Potter and the Hunger Games, but I was never in those journeys like from the beginning. And this one I have been, and I've stuck with it for all like how many years. It just means so much to me, and I love Dakota and Jamie and the rest of the cast and crew, and Team 50 is just amazing, and I can't believe this is all over. Like, I'm so emotional about it. I know it's not a big deal, but like, to me it's just more than like some like kinky weird sex stuff. Like, it's more than that to me. So like, I don't even really care about the sex stuff. Like, I just care more about Dakota and Jamie as the characters, really. They were terrific, and I am actually very sad that they're never going to play Christian and Anna ever again. Like, that just makes me really sad. Like, I had a moment the other day where I was just like thinking to myself, and I was like, Dakota is never gonna have the Anastasia haircut ever again, like hairstyle ever again. Like brown, long bangs. She's never gonna have it exactly like Anna ever again. And I don't know why, but I cried. It's like a hair thing, I don't know. I just love Dakota, and I want to thank 50 Shades, E.L. James, for everything. Also made me discover Dakota, who is one of my favorite actresses of all time. She just inspires me, and she's so kind and smart. She's one of my idols, and I owe it all to this franchise for that, and I can't wait to see what Dakota and Jamie both do in the future. I can't wait to support their future projects. Even though this is not their best work, they are terrific actors. Jamie in The Fall is amazing, and he's great in Once Upon a Time as well. And Dakota is amazing in A Bigger Splash and How to Be Single, and Ben and Kate. Ben and Kate is literally my favorite TV show, so she's amazing in that. They have wonderful work in other roles, so this may not show their best acting abilities. However, I still really enjoyed it. It was really fun, this whole journey, and I can't believe it's over. I can't believe it's over. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to obsess over next. I don't know what to do next. I don't know. My favorite book, I don't know what my favorite book in the trilogy is, to be honest. I'd have to read them back to back, but I think number 2 or number 3 is my favorite. Movie-wise, 2 or 3. Definitely. I feel like 2 is longer, so it's more enjoyable. However, 3 had more cuter stuff and just more, they had more laughs and more smiles, and I just liked it more, I guess. That is it for this review. This is the last time I'm probably going to be talking about 50 Shades on this channel, like making videos about it, which makes me really, really sad. Let me know how you felt about the movie. Try not to be too spoilery in the comments. If you do want to talk spoilers with me, you can follow me on Twitter and we can discuss on there. Yeah, let me know what your favorite scene was. Let me know what scenes maybe I didn't talk about that you wished were in the movie. Your favorite book out of the trilogy, your favorite movie out of the trilogy, your favorite soundtrack or favorite song from the movie, or each of the movies. Just let me know how you feel in general about all of the movies as a fan. Yeah, I just want to say a big goodbye to 50 Shades. This closes a big chapter in my life. I mean, I've been a part of it since 2013. I'm literally gonna start crying. Whew. I just literally want to give like the whole cast and crew a big hug because it's been such a journey, and I want to thank Dakota and Jamie for putting themselves out there, for being vulnerable in a movie like this, and I just truly appreciate it. I love them, and I'm so silly right now. What the hell? Just thank you so much, and I am forever grateful for this whole experience, for living through a big fandom and doing a whole franchise and just having something to look forward to and having an escape. I truly appreciate it, and I want to thank all of the people that I met on Twitter because of this, and or that I met through YouTube because of 50 Shades. I just want to say a big thank you and a big goodbye. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!